Maybe. Don't know. But, like, that's also less important.
Nom 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 nom.
Nom, 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 nom.
Nom 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 nom.
Nimble asked Granny, "You got any stories to tell?"
And she kind of looks at Zanzibar. Well, there's many I don't want to share, but... Oh, did I ever mention I used to have a shed? And she'll finally, like, scooch up into a chair and set her bowl down.
No.
Like your son destroyed, right?
Yes! Ah! For all the power in the universe, you couldn't stop that boy from setting something off.
I believe it.
I bet you could. Oh, Gilford was a handful when he was small. Assuredly so. But he was always apologetic. But you'd think after the 30th time something went kaboom, he'd start to figure out that, well, certain things in fire just don't mix. And she kind of just shrugs. Nowadays, he's a very good demolitionist. I suppose everyone has to start somewhere.
Oh, good. I'm gonna go grab seconds.
Pot's all yours. Merrymaker, grab me another
Alright.
bowl.
Fine, hand me your bowl.
And he hands you the bowl.
And then I'll put a second helping in mine, and then a little less of a helping in Zanzibar.
Cool.
And make sure you fill the bowl.
Too late.
Then Samson will fill the rest of the bowl.
Aww.
Begrudgingly.
And you hand the bowl back to Zanzibar.
Yeah.
You know I can see what you're doing, right?
I still gotta get used to that.
Yes, you do, as he says in stereo.
How long is that gonna last again?
Forever! Forever! And you just hear it echoing through your head. Like a deep cave. Forever.
Can I renegotiate my contract?
You could see if there's a spell to put his voice in a bottle.
Huh?
You could see if there's a spell to put his voice in a bottle.
How does that even work?
It doesn't. Zan's just giving him a look. You made a contract? No, he's just an idiot. I made a deal.
What's the difference?
Well, one is where you sign your soul away and your very life is what holds the agreement in bound. And a deal is just shake my hand, I shake your hand, you get something, I get something.
So, you forever get the ability to annoy me, and my mom's healed and not get an owlbear.
I mean, that was what you negotiated.
Can I renegotiate? Feel like-
No!
Feel like I'm on got the small end of the stick here.
Well, you know what they say. Oh yeah, that's how you say it. You know how it's said, caveat emptor.
What does that mean?
Bless you.
I have no idea where it was from, but it's a very, very old saying. Basically sums up to the idea of buyer's remorse.
gotta tell me twice.
Oh, it's like that time my mom bought a diamond in the wrong color and it totally didn't match her outfit, so she bought a different diamond.
Yes, I'm sure it's exactly like that. Merrymaker, his deal doesn't go with your outfit.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have to change outfits. And Zanzibar's just gonna snap his fingers and Samson's outfit is now blue.
You change that back right now.
Fine, fine. And he changes it to a slightly lighter shade of green.
Back to how it was.
And what if I choose not to?
You'll be in big trouble, young man.
Young?
Old man? It sounds less
There you
threatening
go.
that way.
Change it back, Zanzibar.
Fine, fine. You're no fun. And he'll just snap a third time.
Oh yeah, because if there's anything in the world that I am, it's not fun.
Well,
You're less fun when you're drunk.
I mean, you're
I
still
don't know about
running.
that.
You're still running second place to her as he points at them.
Yeah, wild magic this, wild magic that. No offense, Nim.
Some taken.
jeez, you've broken her heart.
That's just gonna start crying in her sleep.
No, that depends on what happens in the next 20 minutes. Find out.
Find out. Tune in next time.
Tune in next time on
TOZ.
Zanzibar Z. I'll be right back. I need the bathroom.
No.
Don't die.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So anyway, Samson was bullying them.
So after Nim says some taken, she goes, I only jest.
Well, that's good. Tim will get to eating his second bowl.
Then Zanzibar will finish and he'll take out that inscribed orbit and start looking at it.
Why would anyone waste their time writing on such a small thing?
Then Zanzibar will just perk an eyebrow up. Well, somewhat useful if you carve a formula into a stone. Can't exactly lose it or worry about it getting wet or... Paper can be inefficient. I just want to know why they bother to inscribe something they shouldn't even have understood in the first place.
I see.
What's Yala thinking?
This dinner is wickety whack.
Yay, fish.
Yay, fish. Nom nom. Is Eddie still here?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know, for some reason you seemed oddly quiet. I thought you got out.
No.
No?
training for something that concerns me, as opposed to... Is it?
Nim is now finished. Is anyone else done with their bowls?
Probably.
Yeah, Samson would have, finished it. Yeah.
And he hasn't even cracked out the booze yet. Jeez.
You make it seem like he hasn't been drinking during this.
I didn't know he was.
Yeah, he started drinking after he left the beach. The fisherman gave him a bottle of whiskey.
Seawater whiskey.
I would imagine that, like, in that time, Samson definitely polished that bottle clean. I
Nah,
don't even know if that lasted an hour.
nah, he had to make it last throughout the day.
Lest he be tempted to believe that there was no such thing as alcohol.
Nim is gonna gather the plates as per her training. Put them in the sink.
Damn.
Yeah.
Zan will sit there with a gigantic, beaming smile on her face, looking very happy, kicking her tiny feet in a chair that's too big for her. I thought there was more to the putting away of the plates.
I'm debating on whether or not to use prestidigitation, but she's looking.
Show us your skills, Nim.
Yeah, so I imagine, so you know when, like, you're about to do something you know the person behind you wouldn't like, but they have, like, such confidence in you, and you can feel that, like, energetic, proud, like, grandma smile behind you. And so Nim's just like, I'll put on the inside. And then she washes the dishes. Not having magic fucking sucks.
My word, she's actually doing manual labor.
It's frightening, actually.
Horrifying, even. Zan just looks at him and is like, "Oh, go suck it!"
Oh.
I'm a better teacher than you. As if. Oh? Well, has she done it? In all the time she spent with you? What has she learned?
Getting a sword in her arm hurts.
I have given her everything. She is so lazy. I don't know. She seems to have picked everything I taught her pretty fast. Why, you little...
I feel like I'm about to get grounded. What the fuck?
No, it's fine. In fact, keep being you.
Why do I bother keeping you alive?
Because you like your food.
Zanzibar is just gonna slam his forehead down onto the table.
Does it break the table?
No.
Does it crack the table?
No,
Does
he
it-
doesn't.
Does it split the table in half without breaking a sweat?
No. He doesn't put that much force into it.
Yeah, I'm just imagining he hits his head and the sound of a table breaking in half like comes out, but the table is fine.
Perish! Perish, you old coon!
Nim elects to ignore all of that.
wants the answer to that question.
Well, in this awkward silence, and then we'll finish up washing dishes.
Yeah, Zan's
And
just
then-
laughing in her stool the entire time.
Then she'll like sit back down at the table, and the moment that Lordo's been waiting for is Nim's gonna pull out these golem cores.
And do what?
Try to magic them and resist the urge to play marbles.
It's not so much a want to, it's like a curse. She's been cursed to want to clean. Grandma's pride is the most amount of familial affection she's ever felt.
Her aunt's pretty nice.
Her aunt doesn't live with her.
Yeah, but she visits like once every 2 years-ish.
Yes. One day every 2 years, Liam feels like she has a life.
Yeah, there we go. Nim's playing with the marbles, I mean, golem cores.
And you play with them. Do you arcana them? Do you
Yeah.
juggle
We'll
them?
We'll do an arcana check as I try to stack them on top of the other. Hold on, do I still have the thing for that? 1 second. Okay, I used Tides of Chaos. Alright, I'm gonna re-roll that using my magical guidance.
Woo!
Yeah.
Roll of the re.
How many times can I do that?
As many as you want.
Well, I can do it 2 more times. I'm gonna do it again. There we go.
Are you happy with the 17?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
So after your first 2 attempts, Zanzibar, just looking up from his folded arms, just reaches across and peels off the preservation tags and just sets them down on the table again. And you go for your 3rd shot, and all of a sudden now it works.
No wonder they weren't stacking the first time. Fantastic.
And you feel
So is the table now preserved?
No, he didn't put them on the table. They're also one-time use. So now that you've been given a little bit of assistance, you feel the gentle pulsing beat of, well, the golem pulse.
Anything else?
No. For right now, that's about what you've got. It feels healthy, stable, consistent.
Samson, can I borrow some of your pocket sand?
Yeah. And then I'll pull out one of the things of pocket sand.
How much pocket sand is pocket sand?
I would say like what, maybe 3-4 ounces.
I tied it with like one of those little leather scraps. But I would say like it's enough to sort of like fit in your hand.
Like a small handful of sand?
Yeah. Well, not a small handful, but like if you were to like dig your hand in sand and pull up as much as you could.
Yeah, a handful.
Yeah. But not a small handful.
handful of sand.
A handful of sand is in mage hand.
A mage hand full of sand.
Yeah.
A mage sand full of hand.
So, Nim is gonna drop one of the cores in the sand. See if it reacts. Or if anyone stops this very clear train of thought.
Nope, Zanzibar is watching, and Zan got up to go start cleaning up.
This is the, what color are the cores again? I know there's 3.
I think that would be a question for the item master, who documents all of the items.
I thought we only had 2 left.
No, you have 2. These are the 3 that, Rhino had.
He threw those.
He chucked those far and wide.
Then I don't know. I just remember
I
that
had
Xantax
2,
gave
a
him
blue
3.
one and a red one. That I capped.
Yeah, but
Which
Xantax gave him 3.
I don't think Zantax gave him 3. I
I
think
think-
Zantax took them from Samson when he was loading and gave them
Oh.
to Nim. Anyway,
Point being, Nim has some amount of golem cores.
2.
Some amount of golem cores.
2.
That she drops one into the sand.
It's just barely enough sand for some kind of reconstruction. And a very thin limbs form off of the core that he dropped into the sand.
It's not as healthy looking as Pinocchio.
Oh my god. So I googled baby golem, and a lot of them are terrifying.
It's literally just like the core with a few little like toothpick arms and legs.
Alright. Nim gently pokes at it.
While holding it in mage hand.
Yeah.
So you're holding it in mage hand and you go to poke it with your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you poke it and you just hear and it starts swinging at you with little knife arms.
Knife arms.
And when it sees that's not working, it just hangs its arms and legs limp. Like a doll.
Wow.
It's like a red panda surrendering, except instead of raising its arm, it lowers them.
And after a few seconds, it starts trying to swing at Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Nim watches. Takes a few notes. Does not like to be poked, probably.
Samson's watching too because he thinks these things are cool.
Kiel has already named it in her head.
What's the name?
Quinn.
Is that the red one or the blue one, man?
Blue one.
Skinny armed blue one named Quinn.
Yeah, so, whatever, if and when Hale ever decides to share her name, you can rename the blue core into Quinn. Unless you decide you want to pick a name.
Oh no, I'm terrible with names.
But is Nim?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
I've tried to name 3 things Jerry because I forgot I already named something Jerry.
This is Jerry. Okay, blue core, Jerry. Red core. What name should you have? Ah, Jerry. That's original.
No, so it's gone more like, I'll name it Jerry. Wait, no, there's already a Jerry. I'll name you Jeffrey. There we go.
Next one, I'll name you Jerry. Oh wait, there's already something named Jerry. I'll name you Jeffrey. Wait, no.
Looks more like a Quinn to me.
So, Nim will look at Zanzibar and go, what now?
And he's just looking at you, and he's got like this exhausted look on his face. It's like, what do you want to know?
Everything?
Yes, clearly, but focus that down, because I'm not about to tell you what the current going price for black tea and Glotnia is.
I know what it is. Talking about the golem.
Hence why I said narrow it down.
So I assume to make it bigger, I feed it more sand. But it's an angry child right now. Probably. Possible.
The core is not going to grow or expand from the amount of sand you give it. The core is only going to be powerful enough to take a certain amount of sand, and that's critical mass. Something that size will be no bigger than a tiny construct.
So if I supercharge it with magic,
You'll blow the core into a bunch of smithereens.
that's no fun.
Well, it's a living thing. If I filled Hyala up with a bunch of water and didn't stop, eventually she's going to pop.
Ew.
How do we make it bigger and friendly?
Well,
I think it's just gotta grow, right?
well, imagine growing a crystal. It takes an incredibly long time, doesn't it?
I don't live that long.
Gee.
Nim does not live long enough to grow a crystal.
There are ways we could accelerate that process, but, well, I think those ways are better left to a stronger starting point. As he just starts rolling the other cord between his hands, passing it across the table, back and forth. You know, like a cat would.
I thought you were gonna say like a foosball table, but
No, it's a crystal sphere. It's a little heavy to be bounced around. Oh wait, I'm thinking ping pong.
yeah.
However, it's better for you to, well, obviously with your constitution, it's better for you to play around with one of these than, you know, the big one. The big one will, you know, probably flatten you.
My constitution is fine, thank you very much.
But we are going to have to figure out a way for you to garner the respect of that larger core. I'm going to have to figure out some way to throw you at it without you getting squished, so... But these things shouldn't happen to kill you. And if by some reason I start getting nagged and bugged by these two that you're dying to the baby core, well then... I don't know. I'll put you in a protective onesie for everything you do. As
Why
for
a
taming
onesie?
them... Did she actually ask that?
Yes.
Because I don't want to bother with, you know, multiple sets of clothing. If
Why
I
not a
just-
hat, or a hairpin, or an earring, or a necklace, or a bracelet, or a ring?
Because if you show me a ring big enough to protect you from impact and physical harm, I'll be impressed. any event, you want to tame one, you have to prove that you're stronger than it. Which essentially means beating the tar out of it until it stops fighting back.
But that's mean.
Yeah, figures that would be his method.
Yeah. But that's mean.
And they're also not normal golems. They're wild, untamed. Most golems are constructed. Those just popped out from the residual magic of that death crater. Quite honestly, I don't know what or how they began to form, but they're just a result of the fallout. Same thing with the death bolts. If there was an easier way to tame them, well, I probably already would have tried it. But it's really not too hard. Fight one, beat it into submission, and then, well, you're done. With a core that size, you could probably flick it and get some way towards that end, but...
I'm gonna feel like a monster doing this. But, Nim will have Mage Hand set it on the table, and just as it, like, tries to get off, Nim will just put her hand over it. Until it stops squirming. Or poking her hand. Can't believe you've made me do this.
I can't believe you're doing this.
Right?
Flip a coin.
Like, IRL or 1d2?
Roll a d2. So you hold it down, it starts to struggle, makes a bunch of tiny beeps and boops and bips, and then you feel a really sharp pain in your hand.
Nim says, like, ouch, but doesn't remove her hand.
Em, you good?
I think it bit me.
Yeah, critters
Right.
tend to do that when they're growing up.
Zanzibar's just staring at the core. And then you just see a tiny little arm come out from under Nim's hand, turns into a small little sword-like thing, and it just stabs Nim straight in the hand. 1 point of damage.
I mean... I contemplated dropping this in a glass of water, but Nim wouldn't.
Ow! You
Just
bit
eat it.
me, you little bastard! Drown!
Yeah.
Drown! I am the Hydromancer!
So yeah, Nim's hand will stay. It felt kind of like,
Getting stabbed?
nah, it's like when you grab a pencil the wrong way and it pokes you. It doesn't actually hurt. It's just more of an inconvenience.
Are you sure? Because that arm
This
went...
is Nim. You gotta forget, she's in mortal danger.
Yeah, you are in mortal danger, and that went like a good half-inch into your hand.
Well, it's not what you said. You said stabbed her. Yeah. It's like when a
Yes.
pencil actually stabs your hand. It's more of an annoyance than a pain.
Well, by stab, I meant you got stabbed. Like
Oh,
knife
I know.
stabbed.
I know now. Yeah, it's more of a, like, pain that she can address later.
Just like her emotion.
Yeah, except the golem is probably the only thing she'll address. Yeah.
So it kind of relaxes a little bit, but then just before it goes limp, it's gonna just raise one of its arms up to your pointer finger. It's just gonna clip your cuticle. Just
like, okay, so when you say clip your cuticle, I imagine that, like, instead of actually damaging Nim at all, it just accidentally did it the salon way.
No, it doesn't damage you, but you know how if you cut your cuticle, it hurts like a son of a bitch?
No.
Really?
No.
You've
Never done that.
You've never split your cuticle before?
No.
Nope.
Jade?
I don't think so.
How?
How would you?
There's a number of ways. It's like breaking a nail or getting a scratch. There's not really a surefire way to damage it. It's like getting a paper cut. Sometimes when you're doing something, you just hurt the cuticle.
No. Yes, I have.
You know, you should probably be less surprised since you managed to perfectly grow daggers in place of nails. Which would definitely mean that you never, you know, put your hands to any kind of fingertip damaging work.
That's not true at all. I'm very much a nail biter. Bad habit I got from my mom.
I have no idea how, considering your nails are always completely sharp. Anyway, semantics. It hurts like a bitch. It's like getting a cardboard cut.
Ow.
Yeah. And it stings and it burns.
And it bings and it burns.
Yeah, so just knife shaves off your cuticle, and then it's just like, alright, I give up.
This giant is too powerful for me!
Is it gonna be nice?
Well,
No, so Nimas, are you gonna be nice now?
makes a little hammer out of its arm and just thwacks with all its might at your hand. Doesn't do anything, but it's just like,
What does that mean?
These things tend to look like they throw tantrums a lot.
Nim was asking about the Zanzibar. Zanzibari. Zanzilary.
God, the amount of names you come up with.
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't toy with ones this small. It's certainly exhausted, but that probably has something to do with the fact that it's the size of a plum.
I like plums.
I'm sure you do.
If it stops hammering away, we'll let her hand up.
And it kind of just lays there, splayed out on the table.
And then she'll tell it, you gotta be nice. Now sit up straight.
It reforms the sand around and just turns itself into like a little half sphere sand dome.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I don't think that's standing.
It's doing its best.
I think it's doing its best to, you know, disobey you.
Semantics.
Oh my.
Nim, have you ever actually, like, raised a pet before?
No.
Uh-huh.
What a
Yep.
sheltered child.
Now do a dance.
It just sits there, domed.
Nim.
So wait, you need magic to do what she's doing?
No, you just have to be assertive. Hence, I guess why the problem we're having is happening.
Yeah, don't know what you wanted him to do. Then we'll push over the tower.
Can I see?
By all means.
Alright. And, Samson will, like, move his hands over, like, stick his hand out to Nim for her to put it in his hand.
Then we'll hand it to Samson.
And, so is it just a half dome,
Yeah, the core
like,
is
in
just,
my hand?
The core is just wrapped around in a shell of sand. It's like a lump of sand.
Hmm. But, like, in a shape that's holding its shape.
Yes.
Okay. Can I try, like, an animal handling check to see how well I can get it out of its shell?
Would animal handling apply to elementals?
If it acts like an animal, then yes.
Yeah, sure, I'll allow it.
We use animal handling when you were interacting with Remy.
God damn it. That was a different DM!
Damn.
Now, how do you play this out?
I guess it'll be like, it'll kind of be, with my other hand, Samson will put his, like, finger near it, but not exactly on it. Kind of like when you're meeting a new animal and you kind of, like, stick your hand out so they can smell you before doing anything. Hey there, little buddy.
So as you do that, you'll see some of the sand part in like a vertical eye shape, and you'll just see the core past the sand, and just hear.
Hey there, little guy. How you doing?
And you'll just quickly see a jet of sand come out of the mound and stab you in the palm.
Oh, you... Oh.
Careful, he's pointy.
Yeah, I can tell.
The eye closes back up again.
Out of character, I say we drown him. That'll teach him.
So
Some
Samson
good old
is just
waterboarding.
going to move it to his unstabbed palm. He's just gonna go, you listen to me, you listen to me good. If you do that again, I'm throwing you in the ocean and we're gonna start with the other one.
The eye will just open up again. And you'll see a sand needle come out and just hold itself above your palm.
You try it. I'm not playing with you.
Not playing these games, young man.
We've taken down bigger golems than you. You ain't nothing. You might think you're cute. You can't even form legs.
Rude.
And it'll start trying to roll out of your hand.
Nope. 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 You ain't rolling nowhere. I'm gonna take both of my hands together and form like a bowl. Like if you pick up water with them.
Yeah.
And kind of like hold it in between.
So you'll just see the eye kind of look around the bowl, then it'll close, and then it'll just turn into a sea urchin. You know, a large, sharp, prickly ball.
Ow!
And it'll just use the spines to roll out of your hands and back onto the table.
Then we'll
I'm
flatten
gonna-
it with Mage Hand.
Yeah, grab it with Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Ow, you sandy little bastard.
No spikes.
It's gonna start trying to stab Mage Hand.
Could I see it?
Sure.
Watch out.
And then we'll have it picked up by Mage Hand.
Kiala puts her hand out, I guess?
Mage Hand will gently set it down.
And she's holding her fingers open, she's like, you wanna go ahead and try?
I'll pop you if you even think of pricking me.
Oh, she's not going to threaten it.
Be funny if you did, though.
And she's gonna look at her palm. It's gonna do the same thing where it held over a little, like, spear at Samson's palm.
Go
Then
on.
just see the spear separate, and it grabs a small clump of your fur and it just pulls it right out.
Just
Ew.
stares at it.
And you'll pull out another tiny clump of fur.
This thing is an asshole.
Does this make you happy?
Might be yes.
Is it a yes?
Well, it pulls out a third clump of fur.
Yes, seems like a yes.
And it's just looking at your face for a reaction as it keeps pulling out clumps of fur. Just
She's gonna just reach towards it with her other hand and then pull out a clump of her own fur.
It's like, fight me, bitch. I can do this all day.
Just like, huh.
You have no power here.
It's shedding season. Let's go.
Did need a haircut.
then it'll stab you for 1 damage.
Go on.
Stabs
Since
you
I was like-
again for another point of damage.
Since we're like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl?
How many more times are you gonna do that?
And I'll just look up at you, look down, look up, just stab you again.
Alright, I'm getting tired of this. Hand me that thing back.
No.
You're obviously not doing anything.
It'll get tired eventually.
I don't think so.
Stab.
She just looks at him. You kind of remind me of my mother.
How?
Is it the hair pulling part?
Not specifically. Just the repeated tenacity.
Did you ever win against her?
Well, I'm still here.
Was she trying to stop that?
I got
Kel
out
just
by
kinda
giving her
shrugs.
a replacement.
It almost sounds like Kiala killed her mom. She's like, well, I'm the one standing.
And while you're distracted by Samson, it's gonna move over to one of your claws, and it's gonna try and just snip your nail off. See?
Huh.
Nothing? No reaction?
She's yellow, what do you expect?
Internal
That was
screaming?
internal Kiala.
I mean, she's thinking of it like she's handling a child. So she's just like, I'm just gonna not give it attention for bad behavior.
Damn, girl, you scared. And it's kind of just gonna sit there and stare at the little bit of blood coming out of your nail.
Yeah, you don't have any of that, do you?
And that the eye's just gonna close. It's just gonna lay in your palm.
It's like, this group is exhausting, oh my god.
That's one way to get around it.
she'll just look at Zanzibar and be like, do they get tired or not? They don't exactly have biology.
In terms of stamina, no. But they move so fast that, well, they don't have a lot of attention. So, I guess that is one way to do it. Just run out their attention span to the point where they just stop caring. I would not advise that on a larger one, or one big enough to do any actual damage, but I personally would have just picked it up and slammed it through the table.
I'm sure you would have.
That would be mean.
And it would have also only taken less than a second.
Yes, because we've established that we're a hella violent group.
But, well,
Yeah.
she does have the time. Apparently the patience. So, bravo. See, why can't you be a lot more like that?
As he just points at Yala and looks at Nim.
I don't think any of us want Nim to be like Kiala.
It's like I wouldn't know how to be like Yala.
Right. Because that would take any form of spine in the first place. Yeah, I have got my work cut out with you.
I don't know what you could ever mean by that. I'm a ball of fucking sunshine.
Oh god, I know she didn't say that, but I genuinely saw her just do a pout, cross her arms, look away from everybody, just be like, I'm fucking full sunshine.
Right into the camera.
I need to draw Nim with just like sunglasses on. She's just like, I'm a little ball of sunshine.
So, fun fact, Nim actually did say that out loud.
She
Nice.
did!
Yes.
Point of inspiration!
I already have one. Does this mean I have two?
Fine!
Yay!
Samson got two at one point. I guess.
One was taken away for no reason.
Whatever could you mean?
No, I gave that back. And then you used it. I need
He's
on
right.
you. Anyway, Kiala is holding a docile and tuckered out golem. He is secretly named Quinn, apparently.
Well, Nim named him something else, right?
No, I didn't.
It
Oh,
was
I-
Spike.
No,
thought
she
you
was
said-
recanting how she only ever knows to name things Jerry because she keeps forgetting that she named other things Jerry.
No, I'm saying that Nim's default name is Jerry until she remembers something else and then picks a random name.
Mm.
So it all starts with one. And what should we call it?
Hmm.
Back.
Back.
No, I said Spike.
Oh, it genuinely sounded like
Yeah,
back.
in Samson's accent, it sounded absolutely nothing like Spike.
Yeah. Then we'll go, we can't do that because we don't want it to be spiky.
Hmm.
How about Quintok?
Quinn talk?
Or Quinn for short.
Quinntog.
Quinn
I love
works.
There's a theme.
I like Quinn. And then the third one, Jerry.
Jerry will come back.
Pinnock, Quinnock.
Jerry will return in Avengers Endgame.
Jerry. large one just gets named Jerry. So this is Jerry. Jerry, they don't want to give us a discount on potions.
Jerry Smash.
Quinn joins the party.
Yeah, whether he wants to or not.
Otherwise, Yella's gonna hold him and stare at him to death.
My main ability, boring the golem.
Well, I guess it's official then. Quinn joins the party. Party +1.
So where's he gonna? I guess it doesn't matter where he stays.
What can he do?
Stab us.
Yeah, stab you. That part's entertaining. I mean, it's practically a servant, so whatever you want.
Ooh, can he shake? Nim only is using dog training terms, if you haven't noticed.
Shake?
Zanzibar just like sets his face.
How does
in his
Nim
hands.
know what dog training words are if she's never had a pet before?
Her dad had a dog,
She read about it in a book.
and that, actually, yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
Nim and Mingus would be good friends.
Oh, I've read that book before. Have you?
Yes, I have in fact read the book.
My favorite chapter was the 15th one. How they eloquently described how to separate a spine from a man's. It was great.
You know, I was a bit skeptical on the technique, but then I tried it out myself.
You've tried it before? Oh my, that must have been very difficult.
The Rhino
It was
can
actually
confirm.
quite easily.
The Rhino can confirm spinal separation is best done with elegance and poise. Depending on the creature.
I
suit can be
agreed.
rude.
I didn't know you were such a big fan of literature.
The Rhino reads all the time.
I imagine they're both flexing as they talk.
Yeah.
Ah, the Rhino enjoys good literature. Just
As a librarian, I also enjoy literature of the highest of calibers.
literature.
Sorry,
Japan
I'm getting
or
excited.
I don't understand what you just said, but I agree.
I'm just imagining as they're talking, they're starting to strike more and more JoJo's poses, and they just
Oh,
start
yes.
speaking Japanese.
But badly.
Wow, thanks, Shay.
No, it's funnier doing it wrong. Because you have the confidence, just not the technique.
Technique! Technique! Technique!
Oh.
So yeah, you have a Quinn. Kiela has obtained Quinn.
But no one else has.
By proxy, you have also obtained Quinn. But I have a feeling Kiela is going to hold on to Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Not that Nim would have opinions otherwise, but...
Yeah. Hence, be more like Kiela.
Yeah.
Nim doesn't know how. Kiela's emotionally repressed, Nim's emotionally detached. There's a difference.
And Samson, wrong.
Emotionally together. Ish.
Samson
It's just
is
important.
emotional.
Samson's emotions are all together. That together just happens to be inside of a bottle of alcohol.
Yeah.